Who do you have that you're grooming towards being a world champion? Who do you think?
Right now, we're hoping, we're working really hard with Mario Ramirez. He's 19 years old, he's still young, but we think in the next 2-3 years, he'll be with at least 25-30 professional fights. He already has 9 fights so far. And then what I see of him is he has a lot of discipline. He works hard in the gym. He's not the typical Mexican fighter that he just go forward and throw punches and go go one-on-one with the fighters. He's more like a technical fighter. He knows how to move. He uses angles. He's defensive. He reminds me a little bit of Juan Manuel Marquez and those kind of fighters. So being that he's that young and he's already have those kind of skills, I think he can develop to become something solid in the future, a solid fighter.
What are the steps in order to take him from 0-0 at his debut at 18 to being a world champion? What are the steps that you see from him?
Okay, it's a process. In boxing, you got to have a process. You got to go up the ranks. You got to be a 4-rounder, 6-rounder, 8-rounder. So right now, he's at the developing process. I got him when he was 0-1, 17 years old. Now he's 8-1, so he has 8 consecutive victories. I think tomorrow's fight is going to be very important. It's going to be a little test for him to fight someone that has a lot of experience to see if he's up to the next level. And maybe next year he'll be an 8-round fighter. And hopefully the year after that, then we can get him a regional title so we can put him in the ranks to have a shot for a world title. So that would be the process for him.
And here we go, folks. We are now at the main event of the evening here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico. The man you see right there on your screen, Alfredo Pitta of Tijuana, the hometown kid, coming into this fight 4-9-1, going up against Mario Ramirez, who sports an 8-1 record, coming out to 7 Nation Army. No, it's not Gennady Golovkin. It is Alfredo Pitta, as we await now the entrance of Mario Ramirez. And here he is, the main event of the evening. Mario Ramirez of Camalú, Mexico. 8-1 records. The people here in attendance, all here for him. He comes from a small city, actually. They take buses over here to come and see him, and he packs the buses. Really fan-friendly fighter. Fun and exciting to watch. This fight should be a good one. And now, to get the main event started, let's go ahead and take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. Set for 6 rounds of boxing for the Mexican Boxing Association Super Featherweight Championship. Damas y caballeros, este es el combate estelar de esta noche. Pactado 6 rounds por el campeonato de la Asociación Mexicana de Boxeo de Peso Super Pluma. Presentado por Boristeca Boxing Promotions en asociación con BIB, The Best in Boxing, y Mijo Management, The King of San Diego. Introducing to you first the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing brown trunks with gold trim. He's official weight 130 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo café, con vivos en dorado, con un peso de 130 libras, representando Tijuana, Baja California. Damas y caballeros, el campeón de peso superpluma de la Asociación Mexicana de Boxeo, Alfredo, el Cazador Pitta. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner, wearing white trunks with blue trim. His official weight, 130 pounds. Y su contrincante en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color blanco con azul, con un peso idéntico de 130 libras, representando Camalú, Ensenada, Baja California, México, Mario, el Güero Ramírez. Y ahora sí, damas y caballeros que nos acompañan, ajusten sus cinturones.
Señores, ya conocen la regla del combate, ¿ok? No golpes bajos, tengo que ver con la cabeza, los golpes de la nuca. Espalda y conejo son prohibidos. No quiero ninguno. Choquen guantes.
Here we go, fight fans. Our main event of the evening. Mario Güero Ramirez, 8-1. The white shorts with blue trim going up against Alfredo Pitta of Tijuana, Baja California in the brown shorts with gold trim. Ramirez sporting a record of 8-1. Lost his debut fight to a fighter that's familiar to us over here at Boristeca and Best in Boxing, Armando Tovar. Tough assignment for your very first fight, right, Carlos?
But they discovered Güero Ramirez with that, so he hasn't left. But he is developing well. His last fight, shot that guy with a body shot and stopped him, so he's developing good. He's on an 8-win winning streak, so he's going to get working for a title tonight.
And Ramirez, not your typical Mexican-style fighter. Likes to move a lot, likes to use his feet, moves in and out. Good style to have, I feel. But what do you make of the style, Chris?
I think right now he's not showing much, but he's just keeping his distance, and that's what you want to do in the first round. You want to feel out your opponent. You definitely don't want to get caught cold. We'll see what he does further as the fight goes further, but right now he's just doing the right thing, keeping his composure, staying back, using his jab, using his height more than anything. So
Pitta does look a little bigger than him, doesn't he? His arms are bigger. He looks a little bit more muscular than Ramirez.
Yeah, a little bit. His frame's a little bit thicker than Güero. Though Ramirez, so far, being elusive to the punches of Alfredo Pitta. Like I mentioned, Ramirez coming from a small town in Mexico named Camalú. Has a solid fan base there as they follow him on buses all the way over here, making the trek that is a few hours to get here to Tijuana at the salon. He's had a few fights here at the Best in Boxing series, so he's developing quite a fan base here as well.
And so far, guys, Alfredo Pitta seems game. He's very composed. Landed just a short left hook right now to Ramirez's dome. So this is a competitive fight.
And his guard is high. He looks pretty good.
You know, like Marcos, you mentioned earlier, sometimes records can be deceiving, and this 4-9 record just might be misrepresented. You know, been fed to the wolves quite often. It happens when you lose a fight in boxing. Right away, you're considered no good, and they keep feeding you to the top opponents. You know, until one day, you know, Pitta might land that right opponent. Hopefully tonight for Mario Ramirez, it ain't him.
An obvious feeling out round between both fighters there. Expect the pace to pick up a little bit coming into round number 2. Like you mentioned, sometimes records can be deceiving in boxing. And when you mention that, I think of a guy like Orlando Salido. He's had so many fights, has a good amount of losses, but he's considered an elite fighter and an elite person in his division despite the record that he has.
Of course, you know, the fact that he puts on great fights, he's still a world caliber fighter. You know, I believe, I want to say it's 42-13, you know, it's not a record the fans go all about, but when you know Orlando Salido's fighting, you know you're in for a good fight.
Oh, we got a fight right in front of us over here as we begin round number 2. Ramirez using his jab there. Probing, throwing a hook as well. Pitta having a hard guard, doing well to block a lot of the punches that Ramirez is throwing. Though Ramirez doing a great job of controlling the space in the ring. But Pitta lands a clean shot there, a little small hook, followed up by a jab.
And like Carlos said earlier, Pitta has a good jab. You know, he's got a good base, good fundamentals, man. I wish I could see those 9 losses and who do they come to?
Pitta doing solid work to the body now. Ramirez attempting to mount some sort of offense against Pitta, mixing up his punches, looking for openings in Pitta's high guard. Pitta, at this point, very composed, doing a very good job of blocking the majority of the shots that Ramirez has thrown at him. It lands a straight right hand right there.
If you're seeing both of these fighters and you're not looking at the records, you would say the guy that is 8-1 is Alfredo Pitta and Mario Ramirez 4-9, because Ramirez right now is not really showing much, you know, and the fact is that he's being controlled by Alfredo Pitta at this moment.
Good counter shot there by Pitta. As Ramirez attempted to throw at the body. Ramirez now the one pushing. Just land some sort of offense here that'll at least open up the guard or can get past the high guard of Pitta. Good body shot there by Ramirez.
And that's what he needs to do more, Ramirez, to open up that guard of Alfredo Pitta.
Target the body, the head will fall. As the corner of Ramirez, they're imploring him to start mixing it up to the body. Carlos, you're in that corner. What are you telling him? Are you telling him to work the body or are you telling him to do other things?
You have to work the body. You establish your jab, you work the body, but you establish your jab. Be more patient because it looks like Ramirez is jumping way too much. And Pitta's just walking you down. But you know what's I'm noticing is Ramirez, I don't know if his mouthpiece is too big, but his mouth is really wide, it's not closed. And he better close that thing because it's just a matter of time till Pitta tries to come over top with a clean right hand. But watch his mouthpiece. he doesn't close his mouth in the fight.
I see that right now, as you mentioned that, Carlos, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a double-sided mouthpiece, one of those double ones. So, as a pro, I've never been a fan of them. As an amateur, never been a fan of them. I tried it once, definitely didn't like it. Doesn't let you breathe correctly. And I think you might be right. His mouth is wide open. It's not a good sign early on in the fight.
Pitta doing a good job of landing jabs to the body of Ramirez. Ramirez throws a 1-2, but it was blocked by that high guard of Alfredo Pitta. Jab for jab right now between both contestants. Good hook there, but it was blocked. You see the difference in the power between the two guys. When Ramirez throws a shot to the body, you can really hear it. He throws all his weight into it.
Yeah, Marcos, definitely, you're right on that part, but I like the little things that Alfredo Pitta is doing. I think, to me, he's controlling the fight. He's landing little subtle shots, just making Mario Ramirez uncomfortable in there.
Both fighters exchanging punches there. Pitta inching forward, flicking that jab, forcing Ramirez to reset. And he has to be careful there. He did drop his hands down a little bit when he was exchanging with Ramirez.
I think Ramirez found a little bit of success punching in between Pitta's combinations, hitting him right in the center of the stomach.
But he has that success when he's sitting down nice and clean, rather than jumping and jumping and jumping. When he sits there and he plants his feet and he's able to shoot a jab, some nice solid punches off of a good stand position, that's when he's effective.
Yeah, you're right. He, just like you mentioned earlier, he is a little bit jumpy, a little jittery.
See, but from right there, a good solid jab.
In that case there, he should have started with the jab instead of the left hook. And there he goes again, left hook first. Easily read by Pitta.
Good straight hand there. Ramirez, though, lands a flurry. The final 10 seconds now. The crowd trying to get behind Ramirez. We come to the close of round number 2.
You know, at the end of that round, Ramirez showed some good waist movement. He showed some good defensive movement, and that's going to be effective going down to the end of the fight.
We see a replay now of a nice little exchange by both fighters. Pitta throwing that uppercut.
See, but look at
Ramirez with that flurry.
He's got some really good speed on the inside, and if you watch at the start of this, he pushes his head in to crowd him. He pulls it back out. He's changing the distance on the inside, and that's pretty impressive for Ramirez. He's got some good speed on him.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that he might have over Alfredo Pitta right now, and he needs to use it. He needs to use that speed.
But Pitta has some good stuff, but he needs to pick up the pace.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he's digging himself in a hole. We're in the 4th round, and if he doesn't pick it up, he's gonna. I'd rather win ugly than lose pretty.
Unofficially, Carlos, how do you have the fight scored so far?
Well, I got Ramirez leading because of the inactivity of Pitta going into the 4th round.
Chris, do you share that same opinion, or do you feel that Pitta has been edging Ramirez?
No, Marcos, I actually have Pitta winning the first 3 rounds. You know, just doing things like he just did right there. He caught Ramirez's shot and he just bounced right back. I mean, landing just clean shots. I know, like Carlos said, he's a little bit inactive, but Ramirez is not really showing me much and not really landing much either.
You never know how these scorecards are going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. You might get three different scorecards. Who knows?
So Ramirez landed a quality shot to the body there of Pitta.
You know, guys, in a big change of pace, we had such an exciting fight in the co-main event, and you get the sweet silence, and you hear the crowd kind of dwindle a little bit, but doesn't take anything away from this fight. This is a good fight.
Ramirez there with 3 jabs and tries to break the guard, partially lands a straight. Pitta, though, answers back, though, right there.
That's a perfect example. He pushes him to the ropes, and he stops, and he pulls back. He should stay on him. He should stay more busy. If he has Ramirez on the ropes, he has to take advantage of that situation.
No, I agree, Carlos. I agree with what you said, that for your taste, he's just not active enough. I get that. You know, Ramirez is throwing a lot of shots, but in my opinion, he's missing a lot, and they're being caught by Pitta. And this is why it's an objective sport, right? Everybody sees something different and sees what they like.
Well, Ramirez didn't see that hook that Pitta just landed right on his chin. So we come now 30 seconds left in round number 4.
And
Pitta pressing
Pitta
forward.
feels that he hurt him, so he's pushing the pace a little bit more right here at the end of the round.
Mixing it up top to the bottom, but Ramirez answering back with a combination of his own.
And that speed that Carlos was talking about earlier.
So he lunges there with the left hook. As round number 4 is complete, just 2 rounds left in our main event of the night. You take a look at the corner of Mario Ramirez. Guero. Carlos, what do you tell him in there?
I would just stick with the jab, stick with the jab, stick with the jab, because Pitta has to pick up the pace this closing fight. Stick with the jab, shoot the body shot, take a little side step out, and just box safe on the, and then, because I think we are fighting for a belt, correct, fellas? Yeah, we're fighting for a belt.
Yeah, absolutely.
You take a look at a replay here now, Chris. Combinations being landed by Ramirez.
And that's the good thing that Ramirez is doing. He gets hit with a shot and he finishes the actual combination with pushing Pitta back.
Say hit first and hit last.
Exactly.
Good strategy right there.
Let's begin round number 5.
Another thing that I like what Pitta's doing is just the calmness. I know that Carlos wants more activity, wants more action, but in my opinion, Alfredo Pitta is controlling this fight simply with his jab, his ring generalship, and he has Ramirez guessing.
And Pitta's done a good job of mixing his jab to the head of Ramirez, but also to the body. So Ramirez answering back with a 3-punch combination, though a lot of those punches were blocked by Pitta. Beautiful 4-punch combination there from Ramirez.
And there he goes, doing what he needs to do. He needs to let his hands go, use that speed that we all know he has the advantage of over Pitta.
Pitta now using his footwork a little bit more. As usually, Ramirez is able to use his speed and his footwork quite easily against his opponents. Having a little bit of trouble in there with Pitta. And like we mentioned before, records are extremely deceiving when it comes to a lot of these opponents that come here from Mexico. Pitta tonight not fighting like a guy who's 4-9-1.
No, absolutely not. This is a very competitive bout. Ramirez showing why he's 8-1 right now, picking it up, throwing fast combinations. Up to this point, I have him winning this round.
But those fights, 4-9-1, Pitta's getting experience. It's not like, you know, he's learning along the way. And like you said earlier, with an 8-1 guy that maybe has not fought stronger competition, Pitta's showing his little experience along the way.
Yeah, Pitta's fought definitely much better opposition than Ramirez.
And if he keeps up that activity, keeps up that pressure going into the 6th round, you know.
Yeah, you can definitely put an exclamation point on this fight, Ken Pitta.
Pitta misses a 1-2 combination right there. Martinez slips by it. Excuse me, Ramirez. I'd like to see more volume from Ramirez as he eats a combination there, but responds with a combination of his own. Just want to see him throw more punches.
Yeah, Marcos, you're absolutely right, but it's just the timing of Pitta that's throwing him off. It's that jab that he keeps peppering him with. It's just different things that Pitta's able to do with more experience, fighting the better opposition, you know? Right now, the only advantage that Ramirez has is that quickness, that youth, you know, but Pitta's using his experience right now to, in my opinion, take over this bout.
Nope. Going into the 6th round, Pitta looks stronger. He looks physically stronger.
I'll agree with that, Carlos.
So what do you tell Pitta in that corner? He could have some rounds in there. If he wins this round, you can conceivably say he could maybe eke out a draw. What do you tell him?
Well, me personally, I would send him to go run over Ramirez.
We take a look at a replay right here.
Because going into the late rounds, he looks stronger physically.
Yeah, Carlos, I think he does look stronger. That'd be good advice to go run him over. Mainly because we all know he's not going to get this decision. being the underdog that he is being scrutinized for everything that he does as far as his inactivity. Even though he's landing clean shots, he's inactive. Ramirez throwing flashy shots.
Here we go, the 6th and final round between Mario Ramirez and Alfredo Pitta, as both fighters exchanging now in the middle of the ring. Oh, overhand right lands by Pitta. And Ramirez comes forward and lands punches of his own. Hey, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. I'm going to hit you twice as hard and twice as much. Good hook there by Ramirez. The ref calls a break. The corner of Ramirez going to tie his shoes as his shoelaces have become loose.
Pitta cannot let Ramirez back him up.
Pitta been fairly consistent with that jab. It has worked out with him for a majority of this fight, but I do see him slowing down a bit as he got hit with a big hook to the body just now.
And Ramirez showing here why he's 8-1 once again. Throwing beautiful combinations. Good shot
Well,
to the body.
it's like a sense of urgency now, or maybe he got a second win.
I definitely see that, Marcos.
He lands a sneaky little uppercut just now. The ref covered up the shot.
That sense of urgency is something that you want to see from a young fighter, you know, that he does have resistance in a tough fight.
As the crowd now getting behind Ramirez, chanting well. Both fighters landing punches there. Pitta saying, no, hey, bring it, I can take your punch. And that is ruled a slip. The crowd, though, up on their feet, hoping to get a knockdown here in this final round.
I think it was a low blow that he called.
Yeah.
Ref warning Ramirez now. Nice 1-2 there. Doesn't seem to stun Ramirez. Pitta lands 2 jabs, continues it, misses that hook. Ramirez now going on the offensive. Pitta wisely tying him up.
And this is the kind of fight that Ramirez needs to develop himself into a good little prospect. Good stuff like this. He showed boxing skills, he showed speed, and now he's showing grit to fight down and go after him.
Yeah, he faced a little bit of adversity at the beginning, and he closed the show.
Good job.
That's all over, folks. 6 rounds in the bank. Ramirez and Pitta putting it all on the line there in that final 10 seconds of the round. Pitta giving a solid showing in there tonight, fighting better than what many had expected him to fight. As both fighters now awaiting the decision. Carlos, Chris, who do you guys give the nod to?
Well, the way I saw it, it was a close, competitive fight. You know, if you're gonna ask me, my preference, I slightly edge it to Pitta. But here we can see a little bit of the replays coming up.
Last few seconds of the fight, both fighters exchanging. Pitta just throwing body shots like crazy. And Carlos, who would you give it to?
Well,
how'd you see it, Carlos?
Well, looking at the circumstances, I think Ramirez will come out with a win tonight. He was the A-side fighter, and he came out with a good, solid test. Pitta tested him. Pitta looked stronger. But he was able to box and show his versatility.
Yeah, he had to dig deep, you know, in this last 2 rounds. He made the effort. I gave him rounds 5 and 6, but I still give Pitta the majority of the first round.
Okay.
1 through 4.
Damas y caballeros, después de 6 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. No sin antes un fuerte aplauso para ambos combatientes, para Alfredo Pitta y el Güero Ramírez por este gran combate. El juez Carlos Flores califica el combate 60-54. He scores it 60-54. Max Zúñiga scores it 58-56, 58-56. And Antonio Villegas scores it 58-55, 58-55. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su ganador por la vía de la decisión unánime. Y nuevo campeón de la Asociación Mexicana de Boxeo de Peso Superpluma. He is the new Mexican Boxing Association Super Featherweight Champion. Puritito Camalú, Mario El Güero Ramírez.
night of fights this evening here at 40 Stick Up Boxing with our co-broadcaster, myself, Chris Martin, and here I'm going to hand it over to Marcos, and he's going to interview the winner.
Now here with
Mario Güero Ramirez.
9-1 Mario Güero Ramirez. First off, congratulations. New title belt. How happy are you with this accomplishment and this performance?
¿Cómo te encuentras? ¿Cómo te sientes por esta nueva, ahora sí, logro? Eres el nuevo campeón, ya tienes el cinturón. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Bueno, primero que nada, pues le doy gracias a Dios por esta pelea. Fue una pelea muy buena, muy forzosa. Me siento feliz, contento. Ya soñaba con este cinturón. Vine a hacer mi trabajo y pues gracias a Dios salimos con las manos en alto, con el trabajo y la disciplina que tuvimos.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank God for this achievement. I feel really happy for this. I worked hard for this title, and well, this is time to celebrate.
Was it a lot more difficult of a style than you expected from Pitta?
¿El estilo de Pita más difícil de lo que esperabas?
No se nos hizo difícil. Sabíamos que era un peleador con mucha experiencia, pero pues no nos intimidamos con eso, no veníamos a intimidarnos, veníamos a hacer nuestro trabajo. Yo siento que pues no se vio mucho su nivel arriba del mío, ya que pues él es un muchacho con mucha experiencia. Yo siento que me vi un poquito más arriba que él.
We didn't expect it like a really hard style from Pita, although he has more experience than I have. But I wasn't intimidated by his style, and we expected a hard fight, and this is what I did. This is the way it worked out, the game plan.
What's next in the future for you, and what do you want to do?
¿Qué es lo que sigue?
Pues, ¿qué será? Yo no quiero que sea el único cinturón. Mi sueño pues es ser campeón del mundo. Yo espero algún día hacerlo con todo el apoyo de toda la gente y de ustedes. Y pues más que nada con la disciplina y confiar en Dios que todo se puede.
This is not the only title that I aspire to have. My dream is like almost any other fighter to be a world champion, and I know I need to start. It's a long way to go, but with the work of my team, the support of my family, my friends, I know I can achieve this.
Well, the dream continues. Now you move on to 9-1. Güero Ramirez, congratulations, and thank you.
Muchas gracias y gracias a todos por apoyarme, a mi familia especialmente que hacen todo, a mi entrenador, a todos, a mi promotor también. Muchas gracias por confiar en mí y darme la oportunidad de pelear por este cinturón que nos acabamos de llevar. Estoy agradecido con Dios y con todos ustedes, con todos, especialmente mi familia, la familia de mi novia, mi entrenador, a todos. Muchas gracias por todos.
Once again, thank God. Thanks to my relatives, my friends, my trainers, coaches, my promoter, my girlfriend, and I want to thank all of you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mario Güero Ramirez. Give him a hand, everybody. Let's go ahead and take it up to Chris and Carlos.